Hey there, I'm John,
And I'm Josh.
and we're here to talk about the 2019 college football season Week 2 preview. And so we're going to start off mentioning there's only a couple decent games, I think, this
There's
week.
a couple awesome games
Yes,
this week.
a couple very interesting ones. The other ones are a little bit lopsided, sort of like Week 1.
Yeah.
But the first one we do want to mention, particularly since both of them had big wins in the first week, was Marshall and Boise.
Boise, by big win, we mean like an actual big win. Marshall just destroyed VMI.
That's true.
Yeah.
That's true. But I mean, Marshall's coming in off a high of this big win. They're going to Boise.
It's a Friday night game.
Yep. And which gives a short week for Boise to prepare for this. But what do you expect?
I'm excited. I think Boise should win this. I think the defense figured out what they need to do in the second half of that Florida State game, and that's going to continue on throughout the season. And I think Hank, if he can beat Florida State defense, he can beat Marshall.
Yeah.
So Boise wins this one, in my opinion.
They should. They should be able to. The next big game would really be New Mexico State at Alabama.
Yeah, this is just, I think, going to be a super... No. This continues the list of Alabama out-of-conference schedule games.
Yes.
That is just absolutely wow.
I feel bad for Alabama fans going to this game. I feel bad for the players going to this game.
Right now, I hope Nick Saban is showing his players Tennessee, Georgia State.
Yes.
He's being like, look at this.
He's got to do whatever he can to try and get them excited about this game because, I mean, hopefully the second and third and fourth and fifth string are going to be excited about this game.
Bama wins by 50.
We get to play. All right, let's move on. So the Bearcats, Cincinnati, are going to play they were number 5 Ohio State. We haven't seen any of the rankings. They have not come out yet for
the late
week
Monday
2.
game.
Yes. But Cincinnati's going to play Ohio State.
It's an interesting matchup.
It is an interesting matchup.
But
Bearcats had a great first win for their season.
I'm not dumb enough to go against Ohio State 2 times in a row. I don't see them losing this. Fields, obviously, talented quarterback.
Yeah.
Very good fit for the Ohio State offensive scheme. So I think close in the first quarter, second quarter, maybe third quarter, and then Ohio State pulls away. Wins by more than 2 touchdowns.
Yeah, most likely that's going to be the case for sure. All right. Okay. I'm bringing up this next one because, the next one is really a big game, I think. You have number 12, Texas A&M at Clemson, the number 1 preseason favorite.
This is arguably the only game on Clemson's schedule where you look at and you're like,
Well, last year it was it was a dangerous game for Clemson last year. They almost lost it. And really, I saw Clemson in that first game, not really tested, but they it's not like they were that flashy. They didn't do that much.
But they're never that flashy. And, I remember last year when they were going to playoffs and everything, everyone was like, Clemson's not tested. Clemson doesn't know what they're doing. And then they destroyed everybody.
They did.
So,
including Alabama.
Clearly they have the talent. Clearly they have the coaching.
Yeah.
The question is, can Texas A&M upset them?
Yes.
Because I honestly think Clemson outmatches Texas A&M. They outcoach Texas A&M.
Yes.
This would be an upset in every which way and form. And it's not at Texas A&M. They don't have their 12th man. They don't have that loud crowd. I think Clemson wins.
I think so too.
I do think they win.
Yeah.
But maybe we could be surprised. Maybe Texas A&M can pull off the upset.
Okay. The next game we were going to bring up only because of after last week. It's BYU at Tennessee, and Tennessee their great collapse of Georgia State, right?
Yeah.
Last week. It's like. And BYU played strong. They played strong
against a really good Utah team.
Yeah. So
Tennessee cannot lose this game. They cannot lose this game.
But at this point, I can't imagine Tennessee winning this game.
I can't either, which is super sad to say. But wow, Tennessee loses 2 games to the 2 group of 5 teams that they play. Or BYU's technically independent. But either way, that's a big deal
Huge
for them.
Loss. Tennessee better not lose this game, but they most likely will.
We'll see what happens.
All right, our other big game for the week. We have at least preseason number 6 LSU versus preseason number 10 Texas.
They both won their game week.
They did. They won their.
It was
openers.
against nobody.
Yeah, that's right. So this is their first real test of what are they made of. I always feel like Texas is. They're giving them too much early on. They're expecting too much out of them.
So I'll say this. This week is huge for the SEC because clearly the bottom dwellers of the SEC are genuine bottom dwellers, which is different than what it usually is. Usually the Ole Misses and the Missouris of the SEC, like, they compete. But this year, they've already lost week 1 games. They're already looking really bad. Yeah. So the top teams, Georgia, Alabama, LSU,
of course, Vanderbilt
Auburn,
gave Georgia a pretty hard time.
They did, but, it's Vanderbilt. They're not awful
They're still
anymore.
Vanderbilt, and nobody,
But if Texas A&M loses to Clemson, LSU needs to beat Texas. Okay. They need to continue this prowess. Otherwise, SEC is not the best conference anymore.
Yeah.
So these teams need to win, and I think LSU does win in the end.
So if they're not the best, if they're
smash mouth football right here.
It is. It's big. So if SEC is not the best conference, who would be?
I think it's a battle between kind of all of them right now, right? You got Michigan and Ohio State in the Big Ten. Those 2 teams are great. I think that's a good discussion to have, but I don't know if you can just give it to the SEC because of their top 5.
Yeah. Okay.
Who knows?
The next game, before we talk about upsets, we have number 17, preseason, UCF playing Florida Atlantic, who got destroyed in their first game.
They did. Well, against Ohio State.
Against
and
Ohio
UCF
State.
is not Ohio State.
No, they're not. But...
And so my thought process in this one is I believe next week UCF plays Stanford. Are they looking ahead to next week? Are they looking past Lane Kiffin and his Florida Atlantic team? He knows how to score. I remember last year this game was super high scoring and UCF barely scraped by.
Okay.
I think this is a trap game for UCF. I do think they win. I just wanted it to be pointed out. Like, they need to watch out. Yeah. They really do.
Yeah. Okay. So your potential upsets after last week, 0-3, you need some help here. So what's going to happen here?
Speaking of UCF and Stanford, this week Stanford goes to USC, who beat Fresno State for their first game. Stanford's number 25. This is just kind of like one of those games. UCS knows how to beat teams. I don't think they're great right now, but I don't think Stanford is either. So I do think at
Southern
UCS,
Cal, you think?
Southern Cal,
you think
I think they're going to win this game.
All right. So Southern Cal wins it. And then we have Nevada at Oregon.
So Oregon's probably going to be, if I had to guess, 16th, 17th after their loss to Auburn. They're not going to move very far. It was a close game. It was respectable. Nevada just came off a field goal winning game against Purdue. They've got the energy. I just don't know if they have the stamina. I'm going to hope they do because I think they're going to be giving it their all this entire game. But eventually, if you're giving it your all against better talent, you're going to start feeling the fatigue.
Yeah.
So I think Nevada can win this. It's just going to be a close fight, and it depends on their stamina.
Okay. All right. So, hey, that's a look at week 2, and we're excited about everything to come.